Well, here we go again. Colorado versus Arizona State. And like a lot of teams at the end of the season, this game isn't shaping up to be the game we thought it was going to be because of everything that's happened this season. Arizona State is probably one of the most inconsistent teams in the Big 12, mainly because they've dealt with injuries. And then there's Colorado, another inconsistent team in the Big 12 for different reasons. However you like to slice it, both of these teams have their own issues, have their own things they're going through. No matter how inconsistent both of these teams have been, sometimes you just have to look at who's the leader, who's the coach, how do you feel about the coach, and what is going on. I think Arizona State has a phenomenal football coach. And heading into this game, that is something that I'm thinking about because Coach Prime has done a lot of things that I just don't understand. And so this game could get interesting. Lately, Arizona State has been looking like a team where you don't really know what you're going to get out of them, and that's cool. Colorado has been looking like the exact same. Colorado also has a change at quarterback. Colorado is also going through an evaluation phase right now. And so I don't know what is going to happen in this game. I don't even know what to expect anymore from this Colorado team. I don't know if I expect them to be all bad. I don't really know what to expect from this Colorado team. But the one thing I do know is I've been doing a little bit of research about Arizona State. And so I'm interested to see how this game is going to go. But let me talk about some of the things that I've researched when it comes to Arizona State. Arizona State's quarterback is somebody that everybody should be familiar with if you remember the first year when Shedeur and Travis played Nebraska. That quarterback is the quarterback at Arizona State. And so one of the things we all should know about him is his ability to run the football. That has not changed. His ability to run the football has always been solid, has always been top tier. The issue with him has always been turnovers and controlling that football. And so that is something that I'm going to pay attention to heading into this game. The other thing I'm going to be paying attention to is Arizona State's ability to run the football. They are very good at running the football. They have a great running attack because the quarterback can scramble and they have a good running back. What usually happens against Colorado is they struggle to defend quarterbacks that can run and quarterbacks that have a good running back. So that is something that I know about Arizona State. The other thing about Arizona State that they do really well, and this usually happens when you can run the football, is time of possession. Arizona State is top 10 in time of possession. What that tells me is they hold on to the football a very long time. They have drives that they can sustain and they're able to run the football. That is concerning for a Colorado team that struggles to get off the field. The other thing that Arizona State does really well is they get turnovers and they're able to produce them and they're able to hold on to the football even longer. So those are some things that I'm going to be thinking about as I watch this game. The other thing that might nullify some things when it comes to Arizona State is penalties. They've been interesting when it comes to penalties. And I'll be honest, I think that's what happens when you have injuries and you have backups coming in and you have a lot of guys playing that weren't expecting to play, is sometimes the penalties goes up. That's just what happens when you have guys playing that aren't used to playing. And so that is something to keep an eye out on. And listen, that could be a great thing for Colorado if Colorado doesn't decide to get a lot of penalties, is paying attention to their penalties. We have to pay attention to the time of possession because that could be a big problem. And then Arizona's ability to run the football, not just with their quarterback, but with also their running back. And we all know about their receiver. I'm not even going to spend time talking about how great their receiver is if he plays. As of the recording of this video, I don't know if he's going to play, but if he plays, we all know who he is. We all know he's phenomenal. That could be a problem if Jeff Sims can get him the ball. Oh, we don't know if he's going to be able to get him the football because he's been injured, but that is something that we need to pay attention to, is they could be dynamic at quarterback, dynamic at running back, and dynamic at receiver. And the defense has been holding their own. And so that is something that we need to be aware of because they're not usually in high scoring games. And so this Arizona State team is like sneaky dangerous if Colorado doesn't take care of business and do the things that they need to do. Slowing the run, getting turnovers, protecting Juju Lewis. The last time I saw Colorado, the offensive line was a joke at best. I believe Colorado gave up 7 penalties for West Virginia. Since Colorado is coming off of a bye week, they should be more prepared to go at offensive line, and hopefully some of the guys are coming back that are no longer injured. Because if they don't protect Juju, it's going to be a long day. So my hope is that this Colorado team can protect Juju so that he can have some time in the pocket, because I think he's going to need that. And then I think if they can get some turnovers, that would be fantastic, because a turnover or two could make the difference in this game, considering Arizona State hasn't been scoring a lot of points lately. And so if we're able to win the turnover battle and we're able to protect Juju Lewis, I think we're almost halfway there to doing some of the things that we need to do. And then Stopping the run. Stopping the run, slowing down the run, all the things with the run are going to be important here. We all know, watching Colorado, the one thing they struggle with consistently in almost every single game that they have played is stopping the run and getting bullied at the point of attack. So I am hoping that this game they are able to slow down the run. I don't even say stop the run anymore. Just slow it down. Bend, but don't break would be fantastic if this Colorado team was able to do it. At the end of the day, I don't think Colorado can win this game if they don't do all of these three things. I think they need to have a turnover, they have to protect Juju Lewis, and they have to slow down the run. They cannot afford for Arizona State to have 200 plus rushing yards or 150 rushing yards, I don't think. I think those three things are going to be the key of this game, and they're going to have to stop Arizona State. I don't think it's good enough to go point for point with them. That's just what I think, but let's see. You never know though with these games, right? It could be a high scoring game, but Arizona State lately hasn't been able to score points. So I think that if you were able to do all of those things being Colorado, I think you might have a good chance to win this game. The X factor for me is going to be penalties, because I think that has the impact on this game when it could potentially be close. We have both teams that are playing with their backup quarterbacks. That is a thing. Both teams are dealing with injuries. A lot of things are happening in this game that I think make it really interesting. And so whenever there's just a lot of kind of different things going on and a lot of moving parts, I think penalties really can be a factor in this game. And that is something that I'm thinking about with Colorado, because I do think it's going to be an X factor, because you can't afford to have a ton of penalties and give up a ton of yards when you could potentially struggle to stop the run. And vice versa for Arizona State. They can't afford a lot of penalties and to get behind the chains when you're playing with a lot of backups. So it's going to be interesting to see how penalties moves or shakes this game. I don't really know what to expect from this game. Like I said at the top of this, I know that Arizona State has a solid head coach, and I know the Arizona State head coach is going to coach his butt off. He has shown to me consistently that he is going to do that. He's going to manage the clock well. He's going to put his team in position to do things that make sense, and his team is not going to quit on him because he is a good coach and he is solid. Colorado is playing at home. This is their last home game of the season. I don't really know if that means anything, but that doesn't mean that it's not a fact that they're playing at home. And so I hope that means something. I hope they have a little bit of pride. And at the end of the day, this is Colorado's opportunity to continue to evaluate the talent that they have on this team right now. That is what this is all about. You have to evaluate. If we are not going to go out and recruit and get talent, the least we can do is evaluate the talent that we have so that we can hopefully get better and find talent somewhere. But Colorado is 120th in defense. That is the entire ball game. If Colorado is not able to get stops against Arizona State, nothing else is going to matter in this game. This Colorado defense that is ranked 120th has to step up some way, shape, or form and get some stops against this Arizona State team to give this offense a chance. If Colorado cannot get any stops, this is going to be a very long game. But I hope if Colorado does get stops, they're able to score points. Getting stops and not scoring points is not going to help. So I need them to get stops and I need them to be able to score points. That is the way that they can win this game. I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't even know what my expectations are at this point, but it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video.